Hello and welcome to my last recording for our quarter together. In this video, I would like to share with you just how phenomenal all of you have been. And basically what I'll be doing is I'll be sharing with you a little bit of information about the IRAT and TRAT quizzes. And so in order to explain the document that I'll be showing you here in just a minute, I'm going to show you where the numbers all came from. So basically, each of your teams had 5 team members, and those 5 team members each had a different cumulative score for all of their 7 quizzes added up together. And by cumulative score, what I mean is that the first score maybe had a certain number, and then so whatever your scores were, if we added all of those up for all 7 of them, each person had their own different cumulative. So you add up all 7 of your scores. And so the 5 people on your team each had a different score. Well, given those 5 different scores, we could add them all up and we could say, okay, and divide by 5, and that would be the average for your particular team. We could find the low team score and we could find the high team score. And so those are the individual cumulative. Can't spell. C-U-M to get rid of one of the U's. Individual cumulative. Also, your team overall had 7 scores, and so if you added all of those 7 scores up, you would end up with a cumulative team score. So here's your team. And so between all of those numbers, I've come up with this particular document. And you'll notice that here we have a low score. Let me see if I can just point with my finger. Nope, I don't get to point. Sorry, you'll just have to read it from left to right. The very left column shows that there were 15 teams overall for the quarter, and this includes online, on campus, hybrid, so all of the teams are represented here, and they are not in order from A through O, they're in a different order. So if you look closely, you would be able to find your particular team. And if you'll notice, the next 3 columns, the individual cumulative low, average, and high, are exactly what we were just talking about. For each team, there is a cumulative, individual cumulative that's the lowest score and the highest score. And then if you take all 5 team members and add them together and divide by 5, then you would get the numbers that you see in that middle column. The 4th column over is the cumulative team score, so adding all the 7 scores for the TRATs. And you can see, if you look at the 5th column then, how much higher was the TRAT than the highest individual cumulative score. So for team number 1 on this particular list, the cumulative team was 112 and the high score was 104. So the difference there is a difference of 8. So team minus high. So the team scored 8 better than their best individual team member. And you'll notice that those numbers just keep getting wider and wider and wider. Then at the bottom of the screen, what you see is the average individual cumulative low score, the average individual cumulative average score, and the high average individual cumulative high score. And those are 73, 86, and 98 respectively. The average cumulative team score was 112, which is 14 points better than the average high scorer on the team. In other words, since there were 7 quizzes, that's 2 extra points per quiz that the team did better than the individual, the highest scorer on their particular team. What this tells us is that teams inherently have more resources to do better than and even their best, if you think back to the beginning of the quarter, even their best super chicken, if they were to have somebody who was a really stellar performer, that a team has even more resources than that one person. So if we go back to this whole idea of the value of teamwork, that showed up as well, this whole idea of teams, in your team assignments, where you weren't just scoring something that was points, that was very objective, but you were also doing a number of different projects and did a much better job on those than usually individuals can do by themselves. I hope that this quarter has been a learning experience for you in terms of teams. I know I've heard from a lot of different people that it has, and that it has had its enjoyable moments. I know it's been challenging in a lot of different ways too, but I hope the teamwork has made this to be something that you have really enjoyed. And so I look forward to working with you in teams again next quarter.